Good morning, my good people. How are y'all? I missed y'all. First of all, how are y'all doing? Good. I'm glad. I really am. Now, as you can see, this is not a makeup video. I'm coming to you talking about relationships today. Relationship ready. Y'all like my little intro? My boyfriend said that I think I'm Dr. Phil. I don't think I'm Dr. Phil. I just think that I want to help people and help them not make mistakes. Maybe some mistakes that I've made. So, I wanted to come to you today and just talk to you about romance and finance. Now, in all things, you need to create a balance, okay? Now, on one end of the spectrum, you got ladies who say,
girl, if he ain't got a six-figure salary and I need him to be driving a car that is at least $65,000, yes, honey, and he needs to wear tailored suits all the time and live in a $200,000 house, and depending on what school he went to, I need him to have 2 or 3 degrees. He needs to be, IRAs, SCPs, CDs, all of that, honey, because I ain't messing with no broke man. Yes, I'm a gold digger.
on the other end, you have women who say,
well, just as long as he loves me, he doesn't have to have a job. I'll pay all the bills. I'll buy all the food. I'll buy his clothes. I'll make sure that he has everything that he needs. And it's okay that he doesn't have a job. Maybe one day he'll get up and go get a job. But I'm fine with that. As long as he's here with me. As long as he stays. As long as he stays.
now for the record, both of those women was crazy, okay? Both of them were crazy. As a woman, you need to be in between, so in the middle of that somewhere. Now, by that, what do I mean? If a man is talking about, now let me preface this by saying who you're considering, who you're dating versus who you're considering for marriage. Now, when we're dating, we're trying to know people. We may be dating 2 or 3 different people at the same time. You're not really settled down. It's just you're trying out your options, okay? So, of course, you won't know what a person's potential or their income or things of that nature are in the beginning. However, you're dating him and he's not working, he's not displaying an attitude or demonstrating a desire to want to bring in some kind of legitimate income, if he's not really bettering himself, if he's not in school, if he's just basically letting life pass him by, then that's not somebody who you want to marry at this point in time in his life. Now, will he change later on down the line? It's possible. Do you want to invest the time in waiting for him to change? You might. But on the other end of the spectrum, you have the woman who says he needs to have all of this. He needs to have all of this. He has to have all of this. That's not a good place to be also. Because if he has all of that, number one, you need to have something similar or comparable to what he has. Because he didn't earn all of that and gain all of that by being stupid. So you need to at least be somewhere close to his level, or, in pursuit of his level with some actualization of your potential, meaning you've shown improved at least to some degree. So, I was having a conversation with an individual, actually a few individuals, and we were talking about marriage and who we should seek for a mate. So, me personally, I'm like, find the guy who is making money. Now, when I said that with the intention of, if he's going to be a husband, not a boyfriend, not a side thing, not a boo, not a bae, a husband. See this word? Husband. If he's going to be that, he needs to have the ability to provide. provide for his wife, for his future children. He needs to be able to at least have the ability to keep a roof over you all's head. And I'm all for the relationships where the man works and the woman works. Cool. Put it together, make it work. But if that woman loses her job and she gets ill and she can't provide for some reason, that man needs to be able to provide. That man needs to be able to keep a roof over you all's head. Whether y'all have to move to somewhere a little bit cheaper, that's fine. But he needs to be able to keep a roof over your head. See, my problem is this. Many women feel like just because he came along and said,
"Oh, I love you.
Oh, you're beautiful. Oh,
you're this and oh, you're that. All these compliments, all these gassing your head up, all these making you feel good about yourself. See, first of all, if you're dealing with low self-esteem and you're dealing with insecurity on that level, then you need to take some time out and allow yourself to be groomed to be ready for a relationship. Because if a person can just come in and just blow sweet nothings in your ear and you've not seen nothing, you've not been able to pinpoint anything, then you might need to want to work on yourself, number one. That's just it. Work on yourself. Because this is the thing. Men fall in love with what they see. Women fall in love with what they hear. Men know this. So with that being what it is, it behooves a man to come to you and tell you you're beautiful, you're wonderful, you're the best thing since sliced bread. Because he's easing on in. He's pulling those guards down subtly, little by little, inch by inch, bit by bit. And that's fine. A lot of men are very sincere in their giving of compliments. And that's fine. But what I'm saying is don't let, my problem is women who say, well, as long as we love each other. And that's fine. You all can love each other. But me loving you does not mean that I'm ready to marry you. Because along with marriage comes responsibility. The husband is now responsible for the wife. The husband is now the head of the household. And now he needs to be able to provide. Now, I'm not talking about after you get married and your husband loses his job after you get married and you're supposed to leave him because he can't provide. No, never said that, never will. Because he gets sick, you're supposed to leave. No, never said that, never will. But before you get married, you need to consider his ability to provide for you as a wife. I'm not saying he has to be the most educated thing. I'm not saying he has to have the most money. I'm not saying he has to have the most anything. But he needs to have some type of ability. Whether he needs to have a job. If you're dating him and you're thinking about marrying him, yes, he needs to have either a job or a business or something to that means to where he can provide and y'all can bring it together. I'm so tired of women just falling in love just to be falling in love. Love is cool. Love is wonderful. Love is awesome. But at the end of the day, the electric company, the mortgage company, the car note company, the water company, the gas company, the trash company, the local gas station, the grocery store, the doctor's office, none of those places take love as a payment. Go down to Georgia Power. That's our electric company here. Go down to Georgia Power and tell them, you know what?
I got a little bit of love that I want to put on my account.
They're going to look at you like, what? Yeah, that's how they're going to look at you. They're going to look at you straight up and down like,
I'm going to need you to go get a money order and put, some numbers on it and sign it and bring that back. Now, if you want a hug after you bring that money order, yeah, that's perfectly fine.
But see, love is a wonderful thing. Everybody wants love. Everybody loves love. Everybody's so infatuated with the idea of women. I mean, a lot of women so infatuated with the idea of getting married. I've been married. Parts of it were good, and parts of it I could have not dealt with if I had my way. Marriage is wonderful. I would never talk bad about marriage. But before you get married, You need to prepare yourself, and that man needs to prepare himself. Too many people just jumping right into marriage.
Yeah, you know what? We ain't got nothing else to do, so yeah, let's get married.
Now, I'm not saying that everything has to be together. I'm not saying that. But you at least need to have some basics. Can y'all get a place to stay? Can y'all provide food to eat on a daily basis? If something goes wrong, will somebody be able to pay for it to get fixed? I'm not lifting money up on a pedestal but I do respect that money has its place. I'm very big on the word. The word says money answereth all things. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying that money doesn't buy love. True, I understand that. However, in a relationship, if he has no money, how he gonna date you? Y'all gonna just come to the house every day and play board games? You can't even go out to the movies. You can't even go out to dinner. You can't even go on a vacation. He can't even buy you a rose. He can't even buy you a card on your birthday. You got to buy all these things yourself and for him as a woman. In my opinion, that is so out of order. That is so out of order. And I think that's why a lot of men are lazy, because a lot of women have made them lazy. A lot of women have not required that you get up and go get a job. You get up and you stay on that job. You get up and you try to better yourself. Now, I'm not saying force him to do anything. The way I'm talking to you all is not the way that I would necessarily talk to a man, but the message would be very, very similar. In other words, if you want to date me and you want something long-term and meaningful with me, then you need to make sure that you're in a place individually and personally to where that is something that you want to take on. When my boyfriend and I started dating, and it's funny, I met him in June, but we didn't start dating until November. And I believe that all things are kind of lined up, like that God knows what he's doing when he does what he does. When in June, he was going through some financial hardships. Now, at that point in time, we weren't even like interested in one another. But in November, later on down the line, a month before, he had gotten a new job. He was doing new things. He was rebuilding himself from some situations. Okay, now I can introduce this woman into your life. It's kind of like Adam and Eve, in my personal opinion. Adam had everything he needed in the garden. He had food, he had drink, he had the animals, the plants, everything was in order. And then when it was done, God said, well, let me give you a helpmate that is comparable to you. In other words, let me bring somebody along to help you do what you've already started to do. Now, when you get a man who's not doing anything, what you gonna help him do? Continue to do nothing? It behooves me. It behooves me. He doesn't need to be dating you right now. Now, in the future, that's the future. But right now, at this moment, he does not need to be dating you. He needs to be focusing on how to get himself in a better position, how to get out of his mama's house, how to get a good job or a decent job, how to be able to sustain himself in a situation. If you can't sustain yourself, you really don't need to be trying to sustain somebody else, in my opinion. So, like I said, I'm not a gold digger. By any means, I'm not the kind of woman that say, he needs to have this, that, and another, this, that, and another, and this, that, and another. But if I'm going to date you at least, this is me. If we're dating, you at least, this is the minimum. You at least need to have a vehicle and you at least need to have a job if we're going to date. That's just what it is. One, because I'm not coming to get you every single time we're going somewhere. I'm not going to run all over the city of Atlanta trying to pick you up, take you there, pick you up, take you. I've done that before in my younger days. And I got tired of doing it. But when you're young, you'll do some things that you don't necessarily will do when you are older. Right now, I'm 36. Then I was 20 something. I wouldn't do that again. Do you understand what I'm saying? You at least need to have a job. I'm not paying for everything when we go out. I'm not paying for dinner, movies, and all this stuff all the time. I'm not going to do that. Not when we're dating. You need to be able to pay some things. I need to be able to pay some things. That's just what it is. So, another thing that I want to talk about too is also potential. We as women, we tend to, focus on a man's potential. Well, he can do this, that, and another. But my question is, my statement really is, there's a difference between recognized potential and realized potential. I can see that you have potential to do X, Y, and Z. But have you realized any of that potential? Have you actually done some X, Y, and Z? Have you actually earned some income from your X, Y, and Z? Is it something that you are doing on a consistent basis? These are questions that are going on in my mind that I'm asking you. Women need to stop thinking that we can raise men. Their moms should have done that. That's not your responsibility to raise a man. And I think that's why women get into a lot of relationships and they end up suffering, is because you're trying to raise a grown man. I'm not saying you can't help people. I'm not saying that you can't give people a word of advice, that you can't give them some words of encouragement. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, now may not be the time to date him. And it's okay to wait. If he's really who you should be with, it's okay. But dating and getting involved, emotionally, it's not time. It's not time. And you have to be able to determine when is the time and when is not the time for you to be involved with a particular man. Don't be so hung up on the idea,
I want a boyfriend. I want a man. I want a boo. I want a baby.
And then you get on Instagram and you see all these people.
Let's see. She with her man. She with her man. She with her man. Oh, they went out to the movies. Oh, they went to Puerto Rico. Oh,
You see all of this on Instagram, and then you start looking at your life like, I want to take some pictures. I want to take some pictures with Bae. Let me tell you something. You took a picture with Bae, but then at the end of the day, you wish that Bae never existed, because you'll be to spend so much time, effort, energy, emotion on something that wasn't even really supposed to take place. I'm saying this to my young and my old viewers. And it's not only just women, but men too. You can listen to some of what I'm saying. If she's not ready, then don't stop trying to force the issue. She's not ready. He's not ready. So ladies, it's okay to take a step back from a situation, view it in its entirety, and slow down. Slow down. Slow down. Folks are too in love with the idea of being with someone, with the idea of being in a relationship, when at the end of a day, a relationship takes effort, time, energy, mental, emotional, and spiritual fortitude if you want it to work. I'm not the kind of person to where I just want to sit up and argue with you every single day and have an issue every single day. But if this other person is argumentative every day and want an issue every day, we're probably not going to get along. I need you to be one of them like me. I'm chill. Who I am on Monday is who I'm going to be on Tuesday, on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I'm like this. Who I am is who I am. I'm not finna sit up and just go toe-to-toe with you, go to war with you. That's not even what's on my list of things to do today, because there's so many other things that I could be doing today. So I need somebody comparable to that. So you need to start finding somebody who's comparable to you, comparable to your thoughts, comparable to your personality. If you're always fighting, if you're always butting heads, if you're always in an argument, if you're always having an issue, if it's always something with that person, you need to get out of that relationship. If ain't nobody else gonna tell you, I'm gonna look you dead in your face on YouTube and say at the door, you need to get out of that relationship. Okay? I'm sorry that nobody told you, but you need to get out of that relationship. That's just what it is. That's just what it is, how it is. Sorry. Not saying you can't be friends with that person, but being in a relationship with them, you might want to try find something else to do. Something else other than this, that person, to do. Okay? I just want to help y'all. I just want to help y'all. I just want to help ladies stop getting in these bad relationships. Stop letting, ultimately what it boils down to this is my opinion. A lot of women are so bent on getting a man for whatever reason. Pressure from family, pressure from other people, seeing other people's relationships, pressure from this, pressure from that. So bent on getting a man. But at the end of the day, you've not taken the time to find out what it is that you really want in a man. You don't even know what you want. You out here just guessing. Take some time to find out what you want in yourself and from yourself, and then take the time out to find out what you want from another person. I really, really hope this has helped someone. I really, really do. This has been on my heart, and I wanted to get on here and talk about it. No makeup, because I don't even want that to be the focus today. Today is relationships. So again, I really, really care about people. I really, really care about their happiness. I really, really care that, we stop getting in relationships that aren't really where we're supposed to be. Because your relationship can really impact every other area of your life. It really, really can. So, again, this has been your girl, Tanisha, giving you hugs from afar. And I appreciate y'all for watching. And until next time,